If you feel this heaviness, this darkness, this scarcity around your money situation, I want you to take a moment and breathe into it. Be like, most of us feel like we just want the monkey off our back. What is going on? Are you ready to reframe your financials? Because I'm here to help you get there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell. Why? Because I am going to help you get to a life that you absolutely love, because it's designed by the creator, you. So, what do I mean by reframing your financials? I want you to kind of think of this like the yin and yang, the light and the dark, the whatever way that you want to look at it, like these polar opposite sides. Like, we can choose to respond to things in life from a place of expansion or from a place of contraction. So many of us have a very contracted, dark side of how we respond to our financial worlds, right? If you think about it, even take a look at a balance sheet, right? You have your assets, right? Which is what I would call your bright side. It's like a way that we measure our self-worth is our net worth, right? So the assets that we have. And then you have like, or often I'll call that like your financial offense, which is also like the income being deposited into your checking account. Financial defense could be the expenses going out, or offense is the investment accounts that you have versus your insurance products you have. How do you guys feel about insurance, right? Every time I bring up like, well, so tell me about the insurance products that you have, and people go, I don't really like insurance. Nobody really likes insurance. Nobody really wakes up in the morning going, I'm going to get my life insurance today, or my disability, or my car insurance. Right? So there's a bright side and a dark side. There's the expansion and the contraction part. So reframing your financials, I want you to do an exercise for me. So maybe grab a piece of paper for me, would you? Grab a piece of paper. I want you to write down that piece of paper, the contraction or your dark, the parts of the money that, like, when you respond to, like, it could be like, I got a pay raise. And are you like, oh my God, I'm so glad that I at least got something as opposed to nothing. It's not ideal, but you know what? It's directionally correct. Or are you the person going, that piece of shit boss, blah, 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 blah. Like, how are you responding to it? Because our thoughts, our words, and our feelings actually create our reality. So we have to shift it on the inside, guys and gals. I keep sharing this, and I'm trying to give like real life examples of how we actually do this to ourselves. And if we knew that we were that powerful, we probably wouldn't do it any longer. So take that pen and that piece of paper, and I'm like the nutty professor with all my notes, but like your contraction side, and then try to reframe that. You know, in my book, I'm actually going to pull this out real quick. In my book, Awaken Your Wealth, I actually have this list in here. I actually have it, I think, in both of my books, where I want you to speak in the affirmative. So, like, I have this on page 158 in my book, Awaken Your Wealth. I talk about, like, I can't leave my job. Don't say what you can't do. Say what you can. I can be happier in my career. Like, you still want to leave your job because you're realizing you could be happier, but you're doing it you're doing it in a way that comes from a place of empowerment as opposed to victim of whatever job that you're in, which obviously then ripples effects to raises and bonuses and promotions. Like, do you see the ripple effect of your energy? So I want you to start to reframe your financials and how you really see them. Here's another great example. I try to stop spending. Just say like, I want to release all financial drama and chaos. So is your spending adding more drama and chaos to your life? Or is it adding more havoc because you're building up debt, right? Like, is it causing you to expand? Is it causing you to contract? I want you to start to be the observer of how you frame your financial conversation with yourself. And because that financial conversation is the most important thing that you can start with of how to get to this new place. And without starting to become aware and shining the light on how it is that you are plugging into the world on your financial framing, nothing's going to change because you're not shifting how you're projecting it out into the world, right? So I need you to change what your projection is and how you're doing it out in the world. And again, this comes from our subconscious mind and our patterning. And yes, all that's true. You can watch lots of my other videos about your patterning and how that happens if you want to understand the logic behind it. But the bottom line is, let's reframe it so that you're actually creating more of what you want in the world as opposed to less of what you want in the world. Let me give you another example. I have more money if they'd stop raising taxes. Well, you're blaming. Not that that statement's not true, right? Think about it. It's true. Like, I have a lot of people that sit there and like dig their heel and like, this is true. And you're fighting for your laurels and you're like, arr, arr, arr. Okay, well, is that contracting you? Or is that giving you room to breathe and giving you some levity? Because it is time for us to have some financial fun. Who's ready for more financial fun time? I know I am. And I have. I've been blessed. Oh, and I'm so grateful, right? But it's your framing. It's about abundance. It's about expansion. It's about being the creator of what you desire in your life, as opposed to being the creator that's causing you to be in scarcity, or being the creator. Like, how are you creating? I know that might be a complete mind boggling thing that I said. You are creating whatever it is. So can we tune in and drop in that you're actually creating intentionally? That's why I love online savings accounts, because you can name your financial intention. I absolutely love them because, and there's good ones out there. Make sure you do your due diligence in terms of what's good for you and what's not good for you. I'm not here to make a financial recommendation on that because I don't know you as an individual, but I'm saying, when you have an account that you can name the account, you can name your financial intention, and then you know you're naming it for the expansion and creation of what you truly desire in your life. And this could be, when do you want to have enough money to stop working? When, or why wait and shift your job until you reach a certain point? Because that point usually never comes because you're in something that you're miserable at, where you just got to jump off the ledge and go. Because if you feel this heaviness, this darkness, this scarcity around your money situation, I want you to take a moment and breathe into it. Be like, most of us feel like we just want the monkey off our back. And that back could be, the financial responsibilities you have. It could be the job that you have that no longer feeds your soul. It could be that you don't know how to get your kids off the financial nipple. And whatever that heaviness is, I want you to take the time to just observe it. Now, it's really challenging to do that if you haven't done your work to clear off your own nervous system. So if you have to do things like, I just literally used with a client today, I'm going to share this with you. I love these Young Living oils. This one's called Release. If you take it and you just go like, put a little bit. What it does is it literally physiologically, the scents open you up. It might be burning incense. It might be working out on a treadmill. It might be going for a walk out in nature. It might be meditating. It might be just breathing and breath exercise, doing yoga class. These are all the tools and techniques to get your nervous system more into a state of neutrality so that you can start to observe and have clearer vision as to what you intentionally want to create. And that's where all this reframing can start to happen. So this week, could you promise me something? Can you love yourself enough to take the time, to take that deep breath in and go, what do I normally say to myself financially? Write it down. Write down your financial story. What are the negative lines that you always say about money or your income or your debt or your, write that story to money going, God, I see you like this. And then can you do me a favor? Can you love yourself enough to say, I'm going to write my new story about money and I'm going to write a new story. And then where does that come from? Where does that go? Because I'm telling you, you can reframe it and you can create it to be anything that you want to be, no matter what pile that you're sitting in today, because I'm living proof of it. And there's many other people that are too. Now, don't forget, hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell, because I'm going to help you get to a life that you love, because been there, done that, and it's your turn. Ready? Let's go.